Well, momentous events, Rita and James, the debate. We're going to talk a lot about the debate today. We're going to talk a lot about many other things as well. We've got Brendan O'Neill coming up and so much more. But Joe Biden is finished. He is toast. He is kaput. He is fertig. It is over for Joe Biden. As we've been saying on this show, the big story was, of course, the complete shock and dismay and horror and surprise of the left-wing media and the Democrats all going, we didn't realise he was a senile, batty old fool. Well, they obviously hadn't been watching Outsiders for the last 4 years, where we have shown you repeatedly what this man is like. And Rita and I and James will be talking about it more, but for me, it came as no surprise what he was like, and I believe the fix was in. Obama and his clowns have decided the only way to get rid of Biden was to humiliate him out of the White House so that they can get Michelle Obama in. That's what's going to happen. That's my prediction. Rita, do you agree with me?
What, a fourth Obama term? Because a lot of people who have been paying attention would know this is the third Obama term we've just been enduring. I don't know if the media is as surprised as they're pretending to be. I think they have just had to finally be honest with their audience because they've just watched this 90-minute car crash. So it's a bit hard to lie to them and say, oh, this is all just right-wing conspiracies. These are videos that have been manipulated. This is the Republicans being mischievous. Because that's what they've done for 3.5 years. When we've spoken about the cognitive decline, when the very few Conservatives who are left in the media have said anything about Biden's obvious issues, mental health, physical. I mean, the man can barely walk, he can barely talk, it doesn't appear to be able to think clearly in a coherent manner. And that has been evident for a long time, but they have tried to suppress that. They've tried to cover it up. They've been gaslighting the American people. And finally, the game's up. But he has agreed to another debate, incredibly. So I think whatever cocktail of drugs they have him on is going to be mixed a little bit better because it
or
didn't
earlier,
work.
James. Apparently the drugs didn't kick in time, but then as soon as it was all over, he was out there going, rah, 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 firing up.
Yeah,
but,
the drugs kind of kicked in the next day.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's only a couple of weeks ago that we were being told all the videos of Joe Biden stumbling, bumbling, they were all deep fakes. But now, of course, they can't deny it because having set all the rules for the debate, Biden still failed on an epic scale. Interestingly, all the talk post-debate is about Joe Biden. No one's talking about Donald Trump at all. And so now the election will be a referendum on Biden. Trump put out a campaign ad just the other day. And what was interesting about it was that Trump does not speak on his own campaign ad at all. It's simply Joe Biden speaking and Trump looking at him with this expression as to say, what on earth is going on with you? But
well, you're right that the election will be not about Donald Trump. It will be about whoever replaces Joe Biden. Because I'm sorry, there's no way Joe Biden will be turning up.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that.
Tell me why.
Because I think he's not going to give this up. The family aren't going to give this up. So they'll need to take it from him, and I think
that's what they're in the process of doing.
Oh, of course, I'm sure there are moves because they're looking at the polling. They're not just looking at the debate; they're looking at the polling. And if you've been paying attention to the polling that's been coming out of the states, particularly out of those crucial 7 swing states, there's a number of polls showing Trump winning every single swing state. That is what's worrying them. And, of course, that performance was undeniably bad. But I don't think it is certain that he'll be replaced. I'm sure there'll be moves to get either Newsom in there, get maybe Michelle Obama. There's talk about Whitmer, who would be an absolute disaster. But all of them are going to have this honeymoon period. All of them are going to have this glowing media coverage in the lead up to the poll. So you would imagine they would perform better than Joe Biden, but it also would speak of absolute chaos within the White House. And how do you replace him without the 25th Amendment? Are you going to replace him as president as well?